Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working on a classic granny square join. Now I started out by making my squares. These are just for the tutorial. I'm grabbing a slightly chunky yarn, my favorite hook, and of course I'm sticking to the same gauge that I did the squares in. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. Insert your hook. You can start this in two ways. I will be showing only one here today, but I will explain the second one as we go. You are going to start with a double crochet in the corner of the bottom square. If you're left-handed, you're going to be starting obviously on the far left instead of the far right. So you can make one double crochet in here, and you can also do this by making a 3 double crochet cluster before moving on to the next corner of the opposite square, which is what I am doing right now. Now, alternating with your previous square, you're going to go into the next space between the double crochet clusters of, in my case it's row 4, and 3 more double crochets. As you can see, we're mimicking the 3 double crochet cluster of the classic granny square from that square on the top. I made 2 different squares. I made one textured and just one regular granny square for this tutorial. My baby has been dragging it around the house since. She loves it. So let's continue with our 3 double crochet clusters, alternating between the 2 squares that we are currently working on, and I will show you how to continue this and join the next 2 squares. So it might not be my mic, I think it's just my voice. I've been losing it, so I'm going to try going a little bit slower. Let me know if I need to increase the volume, because that's also a possibility in the editing app. So we are at the end of, or the last 2 corners. You're going to cluster in each corner, then lay it down flat, and you're going to jump to the next bottom square. As we are alternating and zigzagging, you want to keep the same look. So you're going to start at the bottom, just like you did on the previous square, and yarn over, insert into that corner, and cluster. Repeat this for the following square, above, and across until we get to the next 2 squares. As with the beginning, you can close this off with a double crochet or a 3 double crochet cluster in the final corner of the above square, or your final square that you're going to work into, and of course you're going to be working in the corner. I prefer to do the 3 double crochet cluster because of how I trim and edge the blankets, or the project that I'm working on, usually with this join, but that's just my personal preference. And you can try it out and see what works best for you. Now I'm going to fasten this off so that I can continue working on the other side. And we're going to join this way, starting the exact same way we did in the beginning, with a slip knot and double crochet or 3 double crochet cluster in the first bottom right hand corner. And don't forget to yarn over and insert your hook into the first corner and double crochet. And repeat the cluster for the next corner on the above part or the above square. And zigzag it across the same way we did with in the previous direction. Continue making your clusters in the corners that you've previously worked in the opposite direction, because this is a corner, so you want to fill in that gap. And in the same pattern as we were doing before, into the top corner, continue with the clusters. And then what we're going to do, or what I prefer to do, is to slip stitch in between those 2 clusters from the other direction, right there. And you just simply do this by putting your needle or hook below your work. Sorry, I dropped the microphone. Below your work, pull up a loop and just pull that loop through the original loop on your hook. And make sure you get into the next corner stitch from the bottom, always working in the same direction and alternating. Continue this until the end of the row, fastening it off the same way we did with the previous join, and repeat for as many opposite direction joins as you possibly need to complete your project. And you can actually use this to join in so many different ways. It's really, really cool. I actually have a few projects coming up that I will show you how I'm going to do them in future shorts. So they're not going to be full tutorials, they're just going to be short videos that do give you ideas and show you other ways of using this join. Just quickly, you can even join in a ripple stitch corner to corner, and it looks like this. I love the finished look. It really does look as though the edging is just completely granny. I completed this project with a simple granny stitch edging just as I did with the entire blanket, and my daughter loves it. Check out the tutorials for these and many other squares in this playlist or following this video. Happy crafting, guys. Have a great week.